Time to get started. Appreciate you all being here. I've asked Lynn if she would to open us up in prayer, so if everybody would stand.
Lord, we just stand before you today, and Lord, thank you for the day. Thank you for Fort Payne. Thank you for our citizens, all the people we represent, Lord, our workers, our department heads. God, just be with them as they try to serve you through their jobs. Help us, Lord, work in one accord and be in union, God, and that we don't have agendas, we don't have any particular reason to be here but to serve you, God. That we just open our hearts up to you, and when we do what is right and honors you. Thank you as we go through this week. Keep us safe. And God, I ask you to be with Fort Payne and bless Fort Payne. In your name we pray, amen.
Everyone face the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, I'd like to welcome everybody to our council meeting today. Has everybody had a chance to go over the minutes of the last meeting? Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carried. Okay, moving right along with our agenda. First off, we've got David Wright. If you would come forward. I'm going to present David a plaque for the recently retiring from the city of Fort Payne. 28 years of service. Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I already did y'all class. Put it up with me.
Yeah. David.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, sir. Brian, if I could take just a second. A lot of times you go through life and you don't know if you've done a lot of good or done anything that makes a difference. And I can tell you right now, that man right there I love to death. He got a special place in my heart. We worked together for a long time. But I owe him my son's life. He wouldn't be here today if David hadn't got to him at a wreck years ago when he was just a young man and literally saved his life. So I've got 4 beautiful granddaughters because of my son and a lot of great memories. But I love you. I love the way you went about your job for so long and what you put into it and the guys that you made an influence on. So thank you, David.
I appreciate it, Wade.
Okay, next up we have our committee reports. Just like to report on the police department. We met probably 2-3 weeks ago and decided that we will not be closing the jail. And they have hired 3 jailers, possibly looking for another one to fulfill the obligations there at the jail. We have, right now we have 5 patrolmen at the academy. So in about 12, 13 weeks, we should have them graduated and out on the force. So, and I think they are still looking for 1, 2 more maybe. So, anybody else with a committee report?
Just a small thing, I'll give them a copy. Lynn had asked me to check on some dog wait stations on 3rd Saturday and Moon days. I checked several of them, tried to get the best prices. They broke them down to where if you just went to cans and signs and dispensers, best one I came up with was $229.99 a piece for those. Now, these are not self-standing, and Tim said that his guys could probably build us a stand on the bottom part of that, so that's the best price that I can
Okay,
find
thank you.
on those, and that, I wrote the website and stuff down on that.
This is just in an effort, when we have events downtown, there's a lot of people with dogs that are not educated about picking up their waste. And it's just to encourage them so that when we do have events downtown, Boom Days, Third Saturday, whatever it may be, that we have those stations, and hopefully we'll be a pet-friendly city. I know more and more people have pets.
Y'all's desire to buy these?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and second to buy the,
All right, how many do we need? We'll prep a budget adjustment for the next meeting.
I was thinking 3 or 4 if we're gonna do Boom Days all the way down in front of the pavilion. But it doesn't matter. Any,
Well, we've got some stationary ones in the parks and places, but these would be ones that we'd have to put out during Boom Days. I would assume just put them out in the street, man, I guess. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
And they'll have signage on them, and they'll have the gloves and the bags and the.
3 to
cans.
4 I think should do it.
Get 4, and that'd be plenty, should be.
$950, so we'll prepare a budget adjustment for the next meeting. Got a motion in a second.
yep, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, any more committee reports? Okay. Moving on to new business, Nikki Scott has presented a petition to vacate an unopened alley adjacent to First Federal Bank. A hearing will need to be scheduled for the June 4th council meeting to receive public comments and to accommodate advertisement requirements.
Don't look at the 4th page in. First Federal has bought that entire block, and they sometime back purchased Dr. Ferguson's residence, and there's an unopened alley that I've got drawn there. That's the only thing that they do not have possession of, and they are the sole property owners on all sides of it. So if it meets y'all's approval, we'll set the public hearing for June the 4th and address it at that time.
Second.
First Fidelity.
Well,
They got a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, approval of the finalized memorandum of understanding between the city and Valley Joyce for their new construction project.
Well, it's been signed by Valley Joyce. Has it been, the IDB's gonna meet on May the 17th and approve it. And so all it lacks is we've made the appropriate adjustments that we've all discussed, and we just need approval in its present form and an authorization to sign by the mayor and Andy. Anything else? I got it all.
so moved.
They got a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
It's not my fault, it's really, it's Tamara's. She did all the work on that.
Okay. Authorize payment to Kellett and Kellett for reimbursement of expenses related to the Valley Joyce project in the amount of $1,352.50.
There were, because it turned out that this property was conveyed into the city prior to the passing of Constitutional Amendment 772, and also at the time of the conveyance, Bill Jordan was on the council. It was conveyed into the Industrial Development Board. So some of the work that had to be done by the Industrial Development Board, and so we're just reimbursing them for that work.
And there'll be one additional invoice come in for advertising the meeting that they're about to have,
Yeah, that's
so it'll be $75.
Yeah.
They got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Next is our discussion about the $200,000 appropriation to the schools for the students and teacher supplies. We appropriated in the budget. I think we've done a $50,000 appropriation for the past 3 years, and this year we're doing a $150,000 to go along with that, to be equivalent of $200,000 that will go for school supplies to the.
And this is to ensure that no student will have to buy supplies when they start school. Second.
They got a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
What was the breakdowns, 150 and then
50
50?
is what we gave.
Yes, 50 is what we normally.
And 150 for supplies.
But it's basically for the same stuff, isn't it?
One's for the teachers and the other one's for,
Discretionary how they could spend theirs on their classroom, but this 150 is for the bulk purchase of supplies.
So that the students don't have to bring in those supplies. It saves the parents.
Do this at a particular time, maybe, have a presentation to the school?
Next council meeting will be good.
That'll get it before the end of school.
I give them time to start getting supplies in during the summer.
right.
I'll notify Cunningham with that.
Next, consideration for approving a contract with Tinker Mock for architectural service for the Public Works building.
This is something that's going to be required. Tim and the mayor met with Wayne Hill a few days back to discuss,
Wayne, not Wade.
Wayne.
Yeah, it sounded like you said.
No relation.
And Mr. Hill advised everybody that this would be required no matter what. So it's just something that we're gonna have to do. And, I think, Tim, you checked with another architectural firm and,
Yeah, this one's still about 15,000 less.
yeah.
Well in line.
Is what, Jim?
15,000 less than the other guy I checked with.
This is the cheapest. This architectural or professional services, so we don't have to bid it out.
Second.
They got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Who needs to sign that? Andy sign it or who sign it?
I'll mirror the mayor one. He'll be back tomorrow, so if he's here, I'll get him to sign.
Done a good job clearing the pad over there. I know that was tedious, but big old building, but it's gone, cleaned up now, so we're ready to move on.
And on a side note, we had our public auction a week ago, this past Saturday. And between what we sold Saturday and the closed bid we accepted for the backhoe, we made about 35,000. So I thought that was very good.
That's good. All right.
Say, Tim, for everything you did, setting it up like that, and all the department heads for getting stuff over there, cause I told Tim we're gonna have to start a little later next time. We've got it down so well, we finished in an hour and a half. Yeah.
All right. Next up is discussion about a request for payment from Matt Sharp for a housing expense incurred at the Cap County Allen facility.
There's a letter in here from Matt, a few pages, we're right behind the Tinker Mall contract. This was a case that came before the municipal court system on April the 9th of last year, of 2018. Andrew Hairston was the judge. My understanding, he gave the dog the death penalty. The gentleman that owned the dog appealed it on May the 1st, and it's been in the circuit court system since that length of time. Mr. Sharp is asking us to pay $10 a day for the entire time he's been down there. And I think Rocky and I discussed it a little bit. It was our dog for less than a month, and it's been in the county system since. So.
Well, it was never our dog.
Yeah.
It was in our court system, but normally that would be a cost that was taxed to the defendant. regardless of the outcome. So just because it was in our court system, in my opinion, doesn't give us any legal obligation.
What I would like council to do, if you will, authorize Rocky to write Mr. Sharp a letter to that effect.
I'll be good with that.
Yeah, I'll second. Was that a motion?
I noticed in the letter that it took 4 months before the staff down there could even get around the dog, and it's still
Right.
aggressive to anybody besides them. So I think the judge made a good decision.
Yeah.
And the only reason the dog is still among us is because it's been appealed for nearly a year
Right.
in the upper court system there. But I think a dog that's that aggressive to people that feed it every day is not one we want walking around anymore. So I'm good with the process we've got in place, and that apparently works. This can be worked out in case something happens again.
Jess, do you remember how much we appropriate to the county for the services? We appropriate money to the animal shelter.
Well, no,
You
me
remember?
and Andy were discussing that we provide the employee, the animal control employee, we don't actually pay them.
I think that, you know, when that entity was created, that was our contribution. Instead of the county having the service for paying, we hired an animal. Yes, and a vehicle, so,
I know we used to give them some.
yeah.
Yeah, that was back when the county took care of the city.
Okay.
I promise to disappoint you, Lynn,
Why?
with my letter, I promise to.
Oh, thank
You
you.
are gonna do it.
We have no doubt.
Disappoint me well.
Motion for that.
Wait, made a motion, Lynn made a second. so.
They got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Next up is alcohol license application for the South End Market. They had an ownership change.
Alcohol committee met, last week and reviewed this. They are complete with their process for the city, so I'm count. Everything's good. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, we have an activities permit, Hustle for Hope St. Jude fundraiser for Saturday, June the 22nd. Randy, good with that?
Motion approved.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve the activity permit. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Have a streetlight request for Dwayne Simpson at 6906 Oakwood Drive and Grant Walker, 410 Berry Street. Randy,
Good with both of them.
good with both?
Is the one on Oakwood Drive, is that just turning it around? Is that, or is this new?
That's a light that had been turned toward their driveway.
And they wanna turn toward the street?
We're gonna turn it toward the street. It's dark up there, so it should have been toward the street from the beginning, but I don't know why it was turned toward their driveway.
So it's not at one then?
Now, the light's there, but it's been turned off, so we're gonna turn that light back on and turn it down toward the street.
Okay.
Put it on us.
And the other one, is it turning it also, or is it?
Basically the same thing. It's at a dead end street. If you go past it, you're gonna run into some wood, so it needs to be lit up.
So is it turned off also?
Yes.
What we've got is some that, there used to be street lights and here in the county, they cut them off.
Yeah.
But turned toward the street.
Yeah.
And used to, they just put them wherever they could on the pole.
Motion to approve.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Second.
They got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The mayor is not here. We've got one more item that we're going to move to our executive session. That's a disciplinary hearing. That'll be moved to our executive session. Mayor is not here. He is out at Alabama League of Municipalities Conference this week. So we don't have a mayor's report. So we appreciate you all coming. Does anybody in the audience have anything?
Go ahead.
We'd like to recognize our Living Stone Ministries students here again today. Is the future president with us?
Yes.
Good to have you guys with us again today. Again, we appreciate y'all coming. I would will entertain a motion to go into executive session. We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Johnny?